Let's move on to what has been an intensely fiery week and 2 days in the Parliament. The Waqf Amendment Bill got the nod of both houses, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. But the politics has now escalated. The Congress party, along with the DMK as well as the AIMM, have decided to approach the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, there have been political ramifications as well. 3 leaders of the JDU in Bihar have quit the party, calling the support of the JDU to the Waqf Amendment Bill as anti-Muslim. Here's more.
प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ और विधेयक यथा संशोधित पारित हुआ.
Waqf Amendment Bill gets Parliament nod.
The bill is passed.
After 2 days of fiery debate, the bill renamed Ummeed was passed by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is on a foreign visit, hailed the passage of the bill. The Prime Minister said the passage of the bill marked a watershed moment and that the amendment law will help those who have long remained on the margins, denied both voice and opportunity.
वक्फ अमेंडमेंट बिल को सब लोग सपोर्ट किए हैं. कई विपक्ष के एमपीज हमको आके कहा है कि निजी तौर पर सपोर्ट करते हैं. अच्छा बिल है.
Somebody once asked.
After strongly protesting against the Waqf Amendment Bill in Parliament, the Congress is now preparing to move the Supreme Court once the bill gets Parliament's nod.
संविधान के संरक्षण की जिम्मेदारी तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की है. संविधान का कस्टोडियन तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट को देखना है कि किस तरह से किया गया है. जो हमारे पास लीगल रास्ते होंगे, क्योंकि मैं कोई कानूनविद नहीं हूँ, तो इसके अंदर सबसे मशवरा कर करके, सबसे राय कर करके तब इसमें कदम आगे बढ़ाया जाएगा.
This is the clear attitude. So this is a clear-cut attitude of the central government on minorities, especially on Christians. Sometimes they will tell about the Munampam issue when Waqf bill is coming. Now you see the real color. Their anti-minority attitude.
Meanwhile, protests erupted in many states against the Waqf bill.
Protesters with black bands in their arms like this, they're lying down on the streets. As I said, this is a very busy intersection. Heavy police presence, senior police officers are here trying to man the streets because, as I said, this is a very crucial intersection.
वक़्फ़ बिल को लेकर जो है विरोध अभी भी चल रहा है. भले संसद से बिल पारित हो गया, पर अभी भी यहाँ पे लोग जो है डटे हुए हैं. अहमदाबाद की सीधी सैयद की जाली के बाहर जो है ये विरोध किया जा रहा है. इनकी मांग है कि वक़्फ़ जो है वो बिल वापस लिया जाए. यहाँ पे जो बैनर्स हैं वो बैनर्स लगाए गए हैं. यूसीसी और वक़्फ़ जो है दोनों वापस लिया जाए.
ये नहीं होना चाहिए. इससे जो माइनॉरिटीज़ हैं, मुसलमान हैं, उनका इंस्टीट्यूशन है ये, और इस तरह से उसको बुलडोज करके पार्लियामेंट में, राज्यसभा में इसको पास करना, मैं समझती हूँ कि ये डाका डालने के बराबर है, जो बहुत गलत है, जो नहीं होना चाहिए.
Meanwhile, 3 senior leaders of the JDU have resigned from the party, citing disagreement over its support to the Waqf Amendment Bill. Mohammad Kazim Ansari, Mohammad Shahnawaz Malik and Mohammad Tabrez Siddiqui, in separate letters to Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, said the party had lost the trust of Muslim community.
ये बिल दस्तूर-ए-हिंद के खिलाफ है, शरीयत के खिलाफ है. इसलिए किसी भी सूरत में हम इस बिल को कबूल करने को तैयार नहीं हैं. नीतीश कुमार से हमारा कोई इख्तलाफ नहीं है. इख्तलाफ इस स्टैंड से है कि वो वक्फ बिल की हिमायत कर रहे हैं.
The RJD slammed the JDU over its stand on the Waqf bill.
कुछ जो सेकुलर पार्टियां और जो अपने आप को सेकुलर नेता जो कहते थे, उनका कहीं ना कहीं पर्दाफाश जो है हुआ है. जिन लोगों ने बिल का समर्थन किया है, उसको बिहार की जनता जो है मुंहतोड़ जवाब देगी.
Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, before we get to our face-off this evening, the big question that we ask, will the Waqf bill have political and legal repercussions? We're going to take that question directly to our face-off this evening. We have 2 political commentators, Rajat Sethi, political commentator, Ashutosh, political commentator, both of them with us. I'll give you 2 minutes each. Rajat, would you like to go first? The bill has been passed by both houses, will very soon become a law. But at the back of it, you've had 3 opposition parties who've approached the Supreme Court of the country calling the bill unconstitutional. Political repercussions already where your ally JDU, where the BJP's ally JDU in Bihar is concerned.
Thank you, Preeti ji, and good evening.
Rajat, there's a problem. Okay.
Yeah. Now
Rajat,
that
there's
the
a
bill
problem.
has
We're going
been
to start
passed,
again. There's a problem with your audio link. We're going to just replay your timer. Or, we're going to just do that again.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, Preeti ji, and to all of your viewers. Both the houses have passed the bill, and soon it will be a law. It has been challenged in the Supreme Court on 3 or 4 counts. First of all, it says that this is against Section 26, where non-Muslims are included into the bill for the oversight of the Waqf statutory body. Now, this is one of the fundamental objections which have been raised by certain opposition members of parliament. But you please understand that there is also a Hindu Endowment Act where also there is a similar state oversight on the management of Hindus, the temples which belong to the Hindu community. Why are these same leaders not crying hoarse about the Hindus' rights in the same light as they are questioning the Muslim rights on Article 26? The second is around Article 14. They are saying that why is Muslim communities selectively being targeted? Now, specifically on the right to equality, there have been precedences as late as 2017 when the Supreme Court was hearing Shaira Banu case, when they said that triple talaq is against the fundamental rights that a woman enjoys and a Muslim woman needs to enjoy. And this is the same reason why nobody had the guts to actually go out and challenge the triple talaq bill as well, the triple talaq act. Primarily because there has been established ways of mismanagement of certain aspects, and the Supreme Court has observed that this cannot be called as an interference by the state in religious practices. So both Article 14 and Article 26, which are 2 fundamental pillars of objection that the opposition has raised, fall flat. Then there are certain aspects that is Waqf a core religious body or a religious institution of the Islam? There also, what the government is trying to say is that Waqf remains a statutory body. Your Eidgah, mosque, all of these are religious institutions. Waqf in itself is only a statutory body. And just like Hindu temples management state also has a control over, Waqf can also have a state oversight, and there is no...
All right, your time is up. Rajat, your fader is down. I want to bring in Ashutosh into this conversation. Ashutosh, opposition has approached the Supreme Court. Would you reckon there'll be legal implications? We'll get down to the political implications, which one can already see.
See, Preeti, opposition has every right to go to the Supreme Court and challenge the bill. That's how the Constitution works. But the fact of the matter is, today, BJP has very smartly changed the narrative. I just want to remind that in 2009, BJP in its own manifesto has said that a lot of lands of the Waqf has been encroached upon. And we, in consultation with the religious gurus of Muslims, will try to take that back. But what happened in 2024? The whole narrative is changed. It is Waqf who is encroaching on others' land. Now, this change of heart within the BJP itself is symptomatic of the fact today that Mr. Narendra Modi and Amit Shah is hell-bent to implement the Hindutva agenda. There's nothing else. BJP has never hidden its agenda. They talked about Article 370. They talked about triple talaq. They talked about uniform civil code. And they are talking about that there is a land jihad going on in this country. So how to neutralize the so-called land jihad? This is the way to neutralize that. Rest is all just, you can call any name. The rest is all sophistry. There are arguments are being built. The fact of the matter is, if this bill is good enough and kind enough, then why in Andhra Pradesh, in Tirumala temple management, no Muslims is allowed to be there? Can there be anybody be allowed, a non-Muslim, a non-Hindu, to be allowed to be in the management of Amarnath Shrine or in the management of Jammu Temple? No. So the fact is that it's simply political, simply ideological, nothing else. Rest is all arguments built around. That's all.
All right. Well, you talk about a Hindu not being on the trust or the boards of Hindu temples. In this particular case, Ashutosh, also the TDP got the amendment passed, which was that it's up to the state's discretion to allow or not allow a non-Muslim on the board of Waqf. And in that case, Rajat, it would be interesting because maybe in Andhra Pradesh it's not going to happen, but in places like, say, Uttar Pradesh, it will happen. And will be divisive in that context. 2 minutes.
First of all, it was factually wrong what Ashutosh ji just said. In Tirumala Devasthanam board, there was a Christian who was appointed as a chairman of the board. And there was a huge hue and cry on that appointment. Even till date, recently, there were 18 Christian employees working on the board. So let us not, you have to measure both the instances with the same eye. And the law of the land is supreme. There has been state oversight, and the respective states in several parts of our country have taken what they felt right. Why should the state not completely go with the rights over Hindu temples? The same way that today's opposition leaders are trying to claim that there should be no state intervention in the management of the Waqf properties. Why are there two different logics? That's the simple question. I have heard for the past 2-3 days every single member of parliament in the opposition. Beyond apocalyptic rhetoric, there is not one legal position that they have come out and criticized the bill on, where they have stood the ground and have only talked about law. I was listening to 15 minutes of Imran Pratapgarhi speaking today, and what was it? Andhi mein chirag, ये सब क्या है? आपको शेरो शायरी करनी है, आप रात में दरवाजा खोलिए अपने बंगलों का, हम भी आके शेरो शायरी करेंगे. लेकिन ये शेरो शायरी का अड्डा मत बनाइए पार्लियामेंट को. आप तर्कों पे बात करिए. आप मुझे 2 तर्क दीजिए जो इस बिल में स्पेसिफिक call out the clauses which are against any of the fundamental rights of the Muslims of this community. और आप मुसलमानों को जाके आप गुमराह कर रहे हैं कि बुलडोजर चलाया जा रहा है. Look at the rhetorical words that have been used by the opposition members of parliament. Aren't they ashamed that they're only trying to create fear psychosis in the minds of Muslims of this country? And let me tell you, last point, what it is being done is deeply dangerous. They are playing and trying to communalize laws when they are passed through the due process. And I want to tell you yet again, it is only about management of Waqf. Waqf is not getting abolished. Why can't they explain this basic thing to the Muslim constituents of our country? Nobody will do that. Let me tell you, no member of parliament is going to step out and say that.
Okay, I'm going to cut across to Ashutosh. Okay, I'm going to cut across to Ashutosh, give him 2 minutes. But Rajat, I'm going to come back, circle back. And the question I'd like to ask you is, if it was more about reform and possibly less or nothing about religion, then when everything concluded in Rajya Sabha, how is it that all the BJP MPs got together and chants of Jai Shri Ram echoed in Parliament? Now, it wasn't supposed to be about religion, was it? But I'll circle back to that question. Ashutosh, there are points that Rajat Sethi has made. 2 minutes, sir. Go ahead.
Preeti, no disrespect to anybody, but it's pure comedy to listen from the BJP that they are working for the welfare of the Muslims in this country. What happened in the parliament election? Who was trying to call them infiltrators? Who were trying to call them that they will Hinduओं का मंगलसूत्र छीन लेंगे? Who was saying this कि Sharia कानून इस देश के अंदर लागू हो जाएगा? And whole world knows, out of 240, there's hardly any Muslim MP. It is not ironical, it's not tragic that all the bill which has been fronted by the BJP, there's not one single member of parliament from the BJP to come out and defend and talk about it. Is it not shameful? The party which is not giving tickets to any Muslim across the board is not talking about the welfare of the Muslims. See, this is so ironical. The Prime Minister has called them infiltrators. Every day in and day out, BJP leaders are abusing left, right, and center. There are n number. I'm not going to quote all of them. And today, suddenly the BJP has become the champion of the welfare of the Muslims. I think this is just for the simple reason because they want to camouflage their hidden agenda, and the hidden agenda is like love jihad they neutralized through Uniform Civil Code as a pilot project in Uttarakhand, where the living relationship has to be registered. And that is why they could identify that which Hindu girl is going to have an affair or living in relationship with a Muslim boy. That has to be stopped on a daily basis. You see what is happening in the courts. Similar thing is about the land, and the figure there, 9 lakh. You know what is the 9 lakh? Less than a Goa geography, less than Goa, but 9 lakh acres, something like this. So this hypocrisy has to end in this country. Enough of the hypocrisy in this country, and especially coming from the party which is ruling at the center. It's really sorry. It's very tragic. I have no words to even say about it. That how hypocritical one can be.
All right, your time is up, sir. The good thing is that we have ample time in this debate, and we only have you two, and maybe we can touch on other facets. But Rajat Sethi, I'm going to come back to you, give you that 2 minutes. The question that I'd asked you earlier as well, if this is about welfareism, if this is about the betterment of Muslims, if it's about reform and not about religion, then there is a point which many MPs who walked out of Rajya Sabha made, where they seem to suggest that all MPs of the BJP got together and the Rajya Sabha upper house resounded with the chants of Jai Shri Ram last night, 3 a.m.
So firstly, Preeti ji, let me tell you, no specific bill can be for the welfare of a specific community. I don't belong to the school of thought. Every bill should be there for preserving the sanctity of rule of law and preserving the sanctity of constitution. Period. It should not pander to one community over the other community. Over here, the existing Waqf Act 1995 was patently against natural justice. The onus when a Waqf board was claiming a specific land as their own, the onus of proving it the otherwise lied on the people, the common people of our country, Muslims and Hindus and Christians all included. That is what is against natural justice, and that ill has been corrected. I don't care about who benefits or who doesn't benefit. Hindus benefit, Christians benefit, and Muslims, of course, they will benefit. So my position is every bill should be seen not through colored communal lenses, but through the lenses of pure parity and rule of law in this country. If the Triple Talaq Act was brought in, abolishing this evil practice of Triple Talaq, it was brought in when you see woman as a human being, not as a Muslim practitioner, okay? That is what the fundamental line that was drawn in. I don't care who benefits out of Triple Talaq, but as long as the Muslim women is seen as a human being who was suffering under this atrocity in the name of religion. All the existing articles 25, 26, 27, all of these did not come out and protect that Muslim woman. Now, coming to your moot point, why was Jai Shri Ram echoed? I am against that. It should not have been done. Preserve the non-communal character of the parliament. Those should be absolutely essential parameters on which the conduct of parliamentarians should be judged upon. I am against that. But this does not take away the merit of bringing this bill and converting it into an act. Okay. It was a long-awaited thing, and finally it happened, and I'm happy about it.
Your time is up. Your time is up, and a fair point, and admirable that at least you condemn where the chance of Jai Shri Ram is. But then that's where the question stems from, where you say that one shouldn't communalize the bill because people use that as reference points or as ammunition to call it communal, along with what possibly Ashutosh said, where, that it is deeply ironical that you don't have one Muslim parliamentarian to actually put forth the merits of the bill in Parliament. Ashutosh, I want to bring... I'll come back to you. We'll give you 2 minutes, right? Let me get in Ashutosh for 2 minutes. Ashutosh, the sheer fact is, even some of, the best legal experts who are Muslim admit that there have been deep-rooted issues where the Waqf board was concerned, and a lot of that needed to be amended, especially where the tribunal is concerned.
See, Preeti, it's really music to my ears when I listen BJP spokesperson, BJP leaders talking about the constitution and swearing by the rule of law. It's really music to my ears. Something has happened in 2024, and that's why the BJP is today now more talk about the Baba Sahib Ambedkar, constitution, rule of law, independence of judiciary, parliament sovereignty, and all. We all know why they are doing it. The fact of the matter is, what is the debate is all about? BJP wants to prove this is a matter of property. This is not a religious affair. The fact of the matter is, what is Waqf? Waqf means Allah ke naam pe di gayi zameen. जो अल्लाह के नाम पे जमीन दी गई है, that is religious in its nature and tenor. दूसरी बात, आप कहते हो कि अगर आप एक धर्म से दूसरे धर्म इस्लाम में कन्वर्ट करते हो तो 5 साल तक आपको साबित करना पड़ेगा you are a Musliman. Then why this Musliman thing? Why this Islamic thing? Why somebody has to prove it? Is it not a religious identity? So two factors very clearly say this bill has a direct connect with the religiosity and the religion of the Muslims. That's why it should not be interfered in. Then the BJP is talking about what? That they want to curb corruption and they want to take strict actions. Now, what is happening in this bill? Earlier, the Waqf board has a 2 years of rigorous imprisonment. Now, the word rigorous is gone. पहले गैर जमानती था, अब जमानती हो गया. आप इतना स्ट्रिक्ट कानून बनाना चाहते हो, सबको सजा देना चाहते हो, लेकिन सश्रम कारावास हटा के आप इसको जमानती कर दे रहे हो. Is it not hypocritical? Now, forget about other things. I'm not getting into the detail about it. The fact of the matter is that BJP, I'm very honest about it. I don't question the integrity of BJP and their conviction about their ideology. It is basically to pushing their Hindutva agenda. As simple. Now the leaders like Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu has to see when the Muslims are facing the atrocity which they have never faced.
Okay.
Why they are...
Ashutosh, your time is up. Now what we really have is 1.5 minutes each for you because both of you have gotten equal time. So I want to bring in Rajat to make his final points and submissions. Rajat, the clock will have 1 minute and we'll give you 30 seconds, which I will monitor. Go ahead.
So, Preeti ji, this point was brought out that the laws can only be brought about if you have a Muslim representation. Are we living in a world where there is a separate electorate where Muslims will have a special representation on in the parliament? Are we trying to come in and create those bitter divisions which eventually led into the partition of our country? There is a process in which a member of parliament is elected that goes through a rigorous, meritorious process of India's democracy, which we are all proud of. Are you not proud of that? BJP did give ticket, will continue to reach out to the Muslims and build its electoral base in order to reach to a point where its members of parliament are Muslims and they get elected through the process. Whenever they make an attempt, you mock it. If Modi ki Saugat is a scheme which BJP tries to bring in, you will sit here ad nauseum and start mocking about it. You don't allow on this. This is a perfect example of how hypocrisy sort of breeds itself. And let me tell you, final point here. You will continue to hear all kinds of bravado, bombastic speeches, but nothing which is tailored to specifics of the law. I will tell you about this 5-year aspect. Now, there has been documented mismanagement aspects of the Waqf board, which were documented by the Searcher Committee in 2006. There are specific provisions which a neutral body brought out. Those have been invoked to bring in these checks and balances. Why are you against those checks and balances? My point is that the way Hindu temples have to have a state oversight, similarly Muslim institutions, and this Waqf is not even a Muslim institution. Okay. It is only a statutory body. Right. If it has a state oversight, there is absolutely no nothing against
37 seconds more. We've given you 1 minute 40 seconds. Fair point, Rajat, that you made, that it was riddled with bureaucracy and red tapeism. But similarly now, rampant discretionary powers have been given to government employees. Do we really trust them to do the right thing where it comes down, where the Waqf board is concerned? Okay. Last 1.5 minutes. Ashutosh, final submissions.
See, Preeti, BJP is a very smart party. I really admire their guts to camouflage anything, put any argument, put any perspective, and call the whole world as something else. Now, if this bill has been, if they've been so honest about welfare of the Muslims, why the Muslims are angry about it? The fundamental reason is this. They are angry about it because they know this is the direct encroachment in their religious affairs. And I can tell you, this bill can be a turning point in Indian political history like the Shah Bano case was. The Rajiv Gandhi committed the similar mistake which Mr. Narendra Modi and Shah is committing today. The Rajiv Gandhi and the Congress did not realize then. Now they are not realizing. And I will not blame them because this is what their agenda is all about. I'm not going to quote Golwalkar. I'm not going to quote others who are openly, brazenly anti-Muslim. Even the Gandhi has talked about it. Nehru has talked about it. Sardar Patel has talked about it. I'm not going to quote them. Subhash Bose and Baba Saheb Ambedkar has talked about it. Everybody has talked about it. Even Jayaprakash Narayan and Ram Manohar Lohia has talked about it. So let's not make fool of, don't think the others are fool. The people don't understand. This is the agenda. They are pursuing their agenda because they got the numbers in the parliament. As simple. Tomorrow, if they are in the opposition, somebody else will be there on the chair of the prime ministership. If they got the numbers, they will change it. But mark my word, this is the similar mistake which Rajiv Gandhi did.
Sir, time up.
About Shah Banu.
1 minute, 37 seconds is given to you as well. I appreciate both of you for joining us. It's nice when, we get more commentary from either sides of the divide. Appreciate it. Thank you both. We're going to let it be.